What's up, everybody? My name is Blake, and I'm coming at you with another video here on Nugget Station 21 here on YouTube. I know it's been a minute since I've uploaded anything. Kind of started to lose interest as far as editing things, but something happened here in the NBA that has kind of sparked something in me to start a new series here on the channel. This is going to be a series that every other day we're going to be trying to upload a video just talking about the recent action that happened in the NBA and the recent playoffs, the series, things like that. This first video is something that you probably shouldn't expect unless something monumental happens again. In this case, this is going to be a reaction/analysis of Jamal Murray's 50-point game in Game 6 to force a Game 7 against the Utah Jazz. After this video, it's going to be more so just analysis. It's going to be talking about what each series is bringing to the table, what each player is bringing to the table, championship contenders, so on and so forth. But for this one specifically, this was just such a great game, and plus you can probably figure out by the name of the channel that I was interested in this game right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch this highlight tape put up by ESPN. I'll leave a link to the video and their channel in the description. It's ESPN. You know what type of content they're going to post on that YouTube channel. And what we're going to do is we're just going to react to it, say what I think about what's going on in the video. Then after that, talk about what this game means, analyze it, and what we can expect from the rest of the series from both Utah and Denver. So, without further delay, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the 50-piece from Jamal Murray.
Harris first tweaked his hit in the second practice here in the
Great pass from Joker, sets up the reverse layup for Jamal. And that's the thing, is Jamal's been getting to the rim way too easily in this series for the Jazz. The confidence to take that shot right there. I've said this, I have never seen a player take a jump from an above average player to a borderline star like Jamal has in this series. Him and Donovan Mitchell has just been a delight to watch. Aggressive, kicks the ball out to Torrey Craig. Great ball movement. Again, and that's what, when you can score the basketball at the clip that Jamal has this series, it opens up a lot of avenues. I believe he also had like 6 assists last night on 50 points. It's ridiculous. Mason Plumlee had great minutes last night as well. So Jamal, hesitation on the fast break, goes to the right hand and reverse layup. Pretty. Orchestrating an offense on the transition.
Finishes on the other end with a reverse.
Utah got up big early in this game, and this was the play that you could tell something was special. Plumlee with a great offensive rebound, and he gets the contact and the foul, staying aggressive to the rim. Utah got up pretty big early in this game, but they weathered the storm, were able to come back like in Game 5. Those shots right there as well are so important for the Denver offense, because what that's doing, especially in this series, if Jokic can consistently hit these shots outside, it's forcing Rudy Gobert to have to step up and guard him. And it's just, that's not a good success. If Rudy Gobert is not moving around, it's Utah struggles on defense. Tough shot off the screen.
20 points for Jamal Murray.
And that's over Rudy Gobert. That's tough. Confidence.
With a rebound.
At that time, no drop coverage. Nicola was up on that three-point shooter. Oh, good ball.
Murray, boy, still able to keep
The thing about this play that's just so unbelievable is the improvisation that comes with it. Everyone's looking at the face he makes after this. Is also really nuts over Donovan Mitchell. But that one play, he's dribbling around, the dribble moves he's got to make on the fly. This one, he just gets the separation. Donovan Mitchell's not stepping up into him, not trying to get up in his jersey, and he makes him pay. Improvising. Jeremy Grant with a great finish at the rim too. Realized what Jamal wanted, so he goes up and gets it. If I'm not mistaken, this is going to be another pass. Yes. Jokic also had a sneaky good game in Game 6 as well. Just obviously all the attention on Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell. Great pass. Off the window. Don't know if that was intentional, but you know what? Joker's going to tell you it was. This was the shot. It's not even necessarily his most impressive shot of this game, but shot clock running down, he gets Gobert on his heels, and he's able to shoot over the Stifle Tower. Big shot there. This one was big too. and just rolling on fire.
He's got 30 now. 5 made threes. Murray.
And that's another thing. I mean, he's scoring from every part of the floor. It doesn't matter. You take away the three, he's getting the mid-range. You take away the mid-range, he's getting to the basket. He's living in the mid-range of these possessions. But then what happens is if they go and shut down the mid-range, he's going to step back or he's going to continue to drive to the rim, and he's succeeding in every facet. Like right here. That's a tough shot. That's great defense from Royce O'Neal, but it doesn't matter. He's knocking that down. This was the play that you just... For those of you that aren't Nuggets fans, you know Jamal's feeling it. If he's pulling, that's a 3-on-1 fast break. 3-on-1. And he pulls up and nails it. What else is there to say? I mean, the dude is just on fire to the highest degree. It's unbelievable. Can't guard me. This was almost a disaster. Good move. Got him with the head fake, and he knocks it down. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's it. That's basically the end of it. Yeah. Quick highlight tape, I know, but 50 points, like 6 assists, only like 2 or 3 turnovers, I think, too. He scored 142 points over the past 3 games in this series. So what does this mean? What can we take away from this game, and what can we expect in a Game 7 coming up at this point tomorrow on Tuesday night? Well, there's a couple of things that I want to point out about Jamal Murray's game in this video that just are so incredible. And if he can keep this up, then it's going to be a long game for the Jazz. I believe it's this play right here. No, actually, I was wrong. It's possible. Yes, it's this play right here. So, Plumlee gets this rebound. Jamal shoots a shot, doesn't get it, but Plumlee showing great offensive rebounding, grabs it from Gobert, and Jamal, recognizing that he's got the ball, cuts down the lane. Plumlee, a great passing big man in his own right, whips it over to him, and he's able to score through the contact. Those plays are invaluable, are priceless for this Nuggets team, because this is a team that a lot of their plays revolve around cutting, getting to the rim in some way, shape, or form. The centers are able to get them the basketball. Jamal recognizes that, catches his defender sleeping, and is able to get to the rim for the and one bucket. The other play is, again, confidence, confidence, confidence. I talked about this briefly just a second ago. Good hands by Torrey Craig, sets up a fast break, and I'm going to pause it right here. Donovan Mitchell's right here. He's got Jeremy Grant and Michael Porter Jr., 2 very, very, very athletic players in their own rights, on a 3-on-1 fast break. Instead of giving even the slightest chance of a Donovan Mitchell steal or anything like that, he's going to pull up from a step behind the three-point line. A step behind the three-point line. And it's perfect. It's a perfect shot. Confidence, you can tell he's feeling it. You can tell that he's going to be in the driver's seat for the rest of this game. This shot right here as well. A quick step back over Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell has been one, I will say this, a lot of people have started to pump the brakes a little bit on him because he didn't have the games that Jamal Murray's had the past 3 games, but people are starting to forget he still has dropped 57 and 53 in this series. Donovan Mitchell's still a bad dude. That wasn't over Donovan Mitchell, I lied. It was over Royce O'Neal. But Donovan Mitchell is still a tough player, still a really good player. The thing that most fans know, though, is who shows up in the games that matter the most. And so far, that's been Jamal Murray. So what can we expect from Game 7? That's going to be the ultimate question. It's a game that really just has a ton of hype to it now. It's the only Game 7 of the first round, kind of reminiscent to last year when the Nuggets went to Game 7 with the Spurs and then Game 7 with the Blazers. But in this scenario, what can we expect? Well, I am going to look up one thing. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the box score from this game that shows just one thing that has been monumental for the Nuggets that fans recognized, some people recognized, but others didn't. But I think his play last night may have shown it a little bit. Listen, and I know plus minus is a joke. I get it. Plus minus is not anything that's major by any means. But in his first game back in 6 months, Gary Harris comes off the bench. Doesn't shoot well. Offensively, you knew that was going to happen. Gets a steal, plus 16. Jordan Clarkson, who has been averaging over 20 points per game this entire series, goes for 11 and 5 of 14 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3. Having Gary Harris back is so much of a momentum booster, is so much of a boost for this team that it is just ridiculous. The defense he brings on the perimeter, it truly is unmatched. And if you can have Gary Harris locking down the perimeter the way he did in his return, and Jamal Murray working, I also expect a bigger game from Jokic. Jokic only has 22 points. I say only. That sounds weird because 22 is still a decent amount. But for a guy like Nikola Jokic, he's only had 22 points in the game. 9 assists, though. I expect him in Game 7 to have a bigger game than he did, because what's happening right now is everyone's focused on Jamal Murray, as they should be. The dude's on a hot streak that's never been seen before in the NBA. But in Joker's case, he's going to have to hit the glass hard. He's going to have to shoot the ball well. And the thing about the Nuggets is, if Jokic can hit outside shots, if Jokic can have his offense working, especially against this Jazz team, it forces them to keep Rudy Gobert on Jokic, to keep him honest. If Jokic isn't playing that well, Rudy can roam. He can go wherever he needs to. He can guard whoever they need him to guard. Jokic has to be the neutralizer. Without Jokic, Jamal is not able to score 50 points a night like he's been doing. You've got to be able to have a player who takes the load off. Not to mention Jeremy Grant also putting in 18, 4 of 7 from 3. It's a power forward, guys. Monte Morris having a decent game in his own right. No one else really scored the basketball aside from those 3 guys, Jamal, Jokic, and Grant, for the most part, though. So you'd like to see more of a team scoring effort, more going around. But the thing about the Nuggets that makes them so lethal is they have shooters all around the perimeter. So if you take away one guy, you double up. That's why it was so hard for Quinn Snyder to have to double up on Jamal Murray last night, because if you double up on Jamal Murray, he's going to kick it to Jeremy Grant. He's going to kick it to Monte Morris, to Paul Millsap, to Jokic. It didn't matter. He had shooters, he had playmakers all around the perimeter to be able to continue to put the ball in the bucket. So I expect more of the same from the Nuggets. I expect them to try to get Jamal Murray going early, but I also expect a bigger game from Nikola Jokic. What do I expect from the Utah Jazz? First off, their offense hasn't really changed. It's still Donovan Mitchell, mostly. Their three-point shots are still falling at 50%. They shot 50% from behind the arc last game. It's ridiculous. So did the Nuggets. But what I'm expecting to change, one, I expect to see more defensive adjustments. Quinn Snyder is a very, very, very good NBA coach. There's a reason he's been in Utah for as long as he has. There's a reason he's had as much success in Utah as he has. I know it's not playoff success, but it's regular season. It's clearly enough to keep him around as a front office staple for the Jazz. I expect more of the same from the three-point line. I don't know if Jordan Clarkson's going to be able to have another big game like he did earlier in the series. Once again, Gary Harris did a great job on him. Gobert is just going to, and I think it's one of the adjustments isn't necessarily to double Jamal all that much, but they may just have to live with Jokic being the one handling the scoring load and having Rudy roam. If you have Rudy roam and you start running zone coverages, things like that, it's possible that Gobert could get his hands into more defensive plays than he would, obviously, guarding just Joker. And I mean, the rebounding battle is something that's going to be important as well. We take a look here. They had 30. Nuggets outright rebounded them by 13 boards. So winning the glass is going to be important. Donovan Mitchell's going to bring his A game. Donovan Mitchell is a star. He's going to be solid, very, very good for them. It's just going to be up to some other players to step up. I'm going to point out a couple of players on this roster. It's not fair to them to dissect them, I guess, because of this game, but I do want to go ahead and just point out a couple of things. When you look at Joe Ingles here, Joe Ingles cannot shoot 1 of 4 in an elimination game, or in a game where you can potentially eliminate your opponent. That just can't happen if you expect to win. When he's been so lethal at times this series, you can't have him shooting only 1 of 4 for 5 points. Mike Conley having a solid game. He's going to have to do that again. Royce O'Neal shooting 1 of 4 against. The thing about it, the Jazz, they had some players who gave them big games earlier in the series that just kind of disappeared in Game 6. Like I said, Royce O'Neal, Joe Ingles, George Niang had 8 points in the first quarter. Only scored 2 more points in the rest of the game. He's going to have to give more concerted effort. Juwan Morgan right down here did not attempt a shot when I think he had 10 points in a game earlier in the series, which the 10 points I know isn't a lot of points, but when you compare it to what your team is used to been doing in these close games that they've been playing, especially as of late, those 10 points seem to matter a whole lot more when it comes to the grand scheme of things. So Morgan's going to have to get going. Tony Bradley, don't expect much. Jordan Clarkson was definitely the biggest disappointment for the Jazz last night. After being a flamethrower off the bench and the entire series before Game 6, he was pretty much silent. Like I say, only hit 1 3 last night, and that just can't happen for the Jazz. If they want to win Game 7, they got to get both Jordan Clarkson, Joe Ingles has to shoot better, Royce O'Neal. And I don't understand. I know Royce O'Neal did a good job stopping Jamal Murray. I think it was in Game 2 or 3. But from Game 4 on, he's had absolutely no answers for him. You've got to give him some help on the perimeter. You cannot keep matching up Jamal Murray one-on-one with players, because he's proven time and time again in the past 3 games he is able to knock down tough shots, contested shots, 3-point shots, mid-range, at the rim. It doesn't matter. He's able to knock it down from all facets of the court. And if you're Quinn Snyder, you have got to give him some help on the perimeter. Simply put, that's going to do it here for the first edition of this video what we're going to be doing here, you can probably expect me to upload again on Wednesday of this week, and what Wednesday's upload will contain, unless another player just has an unbelievable game, or a game is just so unbelievable that I have to make a single edition like I do here. You can expect the Heat and the Bucks would play tonight for their first game of the series. Same thing with the Rockets and Thunder lead 3-2. So we'll still see them try to pull out the W here tonight. On Tuesday, Jazz, Nuggets, Game 7, trying to close out the series. And then the Celtics and Raptors. Celtics won big over the Raptors in Game 1. You can expect information and analysis from all of those games. And yeah, like I said, just normal talk show, sports show stuff. So if you wanted to see Game 7, which I highly recommend you do, it's been some incredible basketball so far. Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray have just been so much fun to watch, going back and forth. You can catch that game at 8:30 on ABC on Tuesday night. Be sure to tune in, see who wins that series, who takes on the Clippers in the next round. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop off here for now, signing off. Again, if you like what you saw here, let me know. I know his face cam is a little bit different. I'm not used to it either. I haven't really recorded anything with it. So did you like face cam? Did you like not face cam? So on and so forth. Just let me know down in the comments. You can follow me on my social media pages down in the description below. Check out ESPN's channel. It's sports. If you like sports, that's why you're here watching this video. Go check out their channel. With that being said, signing off for now. I'm Blake Holmes. This has been Nugget Station 21, and I will talk to you all